are you today? It's good having you here. My name is Beverly Fells Jones. I am an internationally known speaker, author, hypnotist, authority on memory, and a coach. And today I'm sharing with you several chapters from our intensive book study from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And this book was published in 1937 the first time. And many people who are doing direct sales or salespeople, they're told to read this book. And there's a reason they're told to read this. It is, I want to say it's awesome for an overused term, but it has very deep information that when applied to your life can make some major changes in your life. This book, not this particular one, but the contents of this book has helped people change their lives around, improve relationships, make millions of dollars or make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it taught them the principles to do that. So in this intensive book study, I go through this book, and this book is, I've had it so long that it's falling apart. It's falling apart. I need to pick up a new one, but I have it on my computer as a PDF, so I'm not without it. So there's another video, and hopefully I'll put it up here or up here, one of these two, and give you the link to that one. As soon as I figure out how to do that, give you the link to that one so that you can see chapters 1 and 2. And at the time, there was still time to join us. But you can join us at another time. I'll be doing this again later in the year. Or if you see this in beyond 2018, just click on the link below for meetup.commandingyourlife.com, and that's where I post my seminars. On commandingyourlife.com, my home study courses are available, and I'm looking to, possibly make this a home study course, but it's so much better live. Very much better live. Anyway, so Chapter 3 is faith. And it says visualization of and belief in attainment of desire. Very simply, if you don't have faith in what you want to do, you don't believe that you can do it, you're right, you can't. Napoleon Hill says, do not wait. The time will never be just right. And I know many of you out there are, well, I got to do this, and I got to wait till the kids get out of school, or I got to wait till my kids go into school and I'm free during the day, or there'll never be a just right time. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. I have found this to be true, that I may not have been sure about what I wanted to do, but I knew that once I got started, the next step would show up. It's similar to me deciding to offer this and do this intensive book study the first time. It was like a friend of mine, we were doing it together, and then I said, well, it's helping us, well, maybe it can help others. And I opened it up and started the first book study. And each time I go through it, I get a little bit more, I learn more, I study so I can share more with the people in the group. So each book study gets a little bit better and a little bit more concise. So belief. So having belief, having faith. And faith is the hand chemist is the faith is the lead chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence, as in the case of prayer. So basically, in here, you've got to think about it in here. You've got to make it part of you, your entire body, your whole personality. It has to be that. And inside, you've got to know that what you are going for will occur, as much as you know that when you hit a light switch, as long as you pay the light bill, the lights are going to come on. And that emotion of faith is very powerful. It is a very powerful emotion. So when you are looking in this chapter on faith, and I'm pulling the book up, on this chapter on faith, he talks about how to develop faith. And you develop your faith by doing what you believe you can do, doing the steps to get you where you need to be. You must keep telling yourself that this is possible. Now, why do you want to tell yourself it's possible? Well, you want to tell yourself it's possible because over and over, the more you tell yourself, the more you will believe it. And I'm going to take a page out of the world today. The more that people say, this can't be done, or he can't do that again, right? Or that's something that we don't do because it's based on a belief. There are people who believe we're in the end times because it's based on a belief, and it's based on something that someone interprets and says. And they say, oh, these signs and portents are here, so therefore it must be the end times. And a lot of people just keep going on with their life, but there are those who have truly believed at a time that it's all over. There was a cult in California where they killed themselves because of a belief and following a person. There was the Women's March. I just read about how that got started. It was just an idea a woman had in Florida, and she posted it to her Facebook, and it just blew up. I mean, it became real because other people believed in what she said, and it just kept taking on. It took one person caused millions of women to march this year and last year. Faith. Believe that. And keep telling yourself that this is possible, even if it just feels like it's never impossible. And what happens is you will benefit because this idea will pass to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious is the driver of your life. That's chapter 3. Chapter 4 goes into the next piece, which is auto-suggestion, which is my baby. Autosuggestion applies to all suggestions and self-administered stimuli which reach one's mind through the five senses. Any thought that is passed on to the subconscious often enough and convincingly enough is finally accepted. And that's Robert Collier who said that. You keep telling yourself something over and over and over again. I can't do that. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. And you don't. That's hard. That's really difficult. And you tell yourself it's difficult. It is. Your subconscious mind accepts whatever you feed it. If you feed it the truth, it will accept it as the truth. You feed it lies over and over again, and it accepts it as the truth. As the man said, any thought that is passed on to the subconscious often enough and convincingly enough. And the convincingly enough deals with emotion. You must have emotion when you're doing that. And also, Mr. Hill says, don't trust to your reason. Anytime we just, the reasoning, the logic, it says, no, it can't be done, or, oh, so-and-so is going to be really upset when that happens, right? And then you tell that person and they go, oh, great, well, that was totally different than you expected, right? So don't let logic get you. If logic had fed Thomas Edison, a lot of the inventions he's had wouldn't happen. If logic had been there, the Russians wouldn't have been out in space and we wouldn't have gone to the moon, because we would have said that's impossible. But that was taken care of. So understand, autosuggestion is really hypnosis. And Mr. Hill really talks about the process of self-hypnosis. And when you go through my class, I teach you the techniques and the commands to do that and make it easy. In fact, I supply the meditation to be used in the class and outside of the class for you. And chapter 5 is specialized knowledge. All right? Specialized knowledge. Two kinds of knowledge, general, and the other is specialized general knowledge. So, knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action to the definite end of accumulation of money. So somebody says, I'm going to college and I am taking criminal justice. I'm learning that. Somebody else says, I'm taking psychology. Somebody else is economics. Somebody else is mathematics. Somebody else is biochemistry. But they learn specialized general knowledge, and then they also learn some special knowledge. But it'll do none of them any good if they come out and go to work in a completely different industry. It will do them no good if they can't take the information that they have, synthesize it, and put it together in a way that somebody will read it, somebody access it and say, I want you to come to work for me. Oh, hey, here's an advance on your book. Whatever, you're taking that specialized knowledge, and particularly in this chapter, Mr. Hill gives examples of taking that specialized knowledge that you may have been using in one industry and translate it over into another industry. Taking that specialized knowledge, organize it in a special way, and finding your dream job. And in this chapter, he talks about the mastermind principle. And that's gather a few people with suitable talents, form an alliance, and create a paying business very quickly. So his type of mastermind is not the kind of mastermind you've been seeing around and you're at somebody's mastermind and they're teaching you things. No, it's a mastermind alliance. So let's say, okay, so I have the speaking business or the seminar business that I do, and then I need someone who will videotape me, has the skills of videotaping me when I am doing my engagements. I may need a person who is an accountant, right, or a web guy. And let's say all of us enter in an alliance together and we are working toward each other's businesses and pouring into each other the information that we each need. So the videographer is pouring his information into me and assisting me. I help the videographer with his thought processes and the programming of his subconscious mind. The accountant is helping all of us get our paperwork together so that we know how much we're making or how much we're losing, how much we need to make, how do we set our prices. So we are all helping one another. That is the true mastermind for Mr. Hill. So that was chapter 5. Yes. So chapter 3 is faith, chapter 4 is auto-suggestion, and chapter 5 is specialized knowledge. And those are the 3 chapters we've covered so far. The next chapter is imagination, and I'm going to do a whole video on that imagination. And I've got a blog that I've written a while back on imagination. So you take that. So if you're following along, if you're going to get your book, the Think and Grow book, and go through it, I also have available the workbook. And that is available on Amazon. And if you go look up Think and Grow Rich and my name, Beverly Fells Jones, you will find the workbook that I am going through with my students. And so you can go along with it, answer the questions, do the work, and see the change in your life. Hope this was helpful to you. Hopefully you are doing Think and Grow Rich, and I will be back with an update soon with chapter 6. And then if you have any questions, put them down below, and please like this video and subscribe. Again, I am Beverly Fells Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness, and as you have believed, let it be done to you, and it is so.